Hey everybody, wanted to do a quick update on the 60s Corvette from MPC. We're doing it as a buddy build, me and Shawn at the Scale Model Car Guy channel. I don't know if he's been able to start his yet. He had a nice camping trip planned, so I'm sure he's busy with work and all that, and we'll see if he gets started. And Shawn, I know you're watching, don't feel rushed. I'm gonna end up putting this one aside and finish one that is almost done. I have, so I'm not gonna keep going on this too far, but I figured I'd give a nice update. I got that chrome, but it's not glued down, so it might fall off. I started doing some bare metal foil around. I have some on the top, on the hood. I also bare metal foiled the logos. This side I haven't done that yet. The paint that you're looking at is the white is White Lightning from Tester's spray lacquer, and this one's, I think I left the can somewhere else, is one of their blue that they got, I think ice blue or so, but they look really good together. For the grill, how I got that opened up, I think I might do a mesh on it, since this is going to be a drag racer, reduce the weight, and plus I really like how big and open that grill looks. So you can see how big that is. I might put some mesh behind it and just see how it looks, test it out, not glue it in. If it don't look good, I'll just glue the grill on. So I'll probably have them both sit next to each other trying that. So I got a little bit of the chassis done and got the front glued up where the steering actually works. The rear suspension's in. I painted this a rubber color just to give it a little bit of a different color. And then once I start doing some weathering on it, it'll add even more depth. One thing I had to add was you had these linkages, but the mount was missing on that piece, so I took some styrene, just a piece this big, that thick, cut 2 triangles out of it and glued them all together at one time, and was able to get the look that was supposed to be there, but over time has disappeared. So I got the chassis going, almost done. Here's the motor. So I went with more of a modern paint scheme on it. I still have to paint those, glue the valve covers on, the supercharger, but I went with a flat black, make it look more modern. I got the heads painted in aluminum, and then the valve covers are shiny chrome. So there's the valve covers. I painted it with that Rust-Oleum chrome, and then put a clear coat of Tester's 1-coat lacquer clear on it. Give it a nice protective coat. Same with the roll bar, because I stripped the chrome off of those. And I also did that to this. I glued it all together, or stripped it first, glued it together, sanded it. I had one seam that actually bled through. I thought I had it, but didn't. I didn't want to sand anymore because that's pretty thin right there. Figured I'd burn it up. Cleared it and then painted the gold on top of the clear. Usually this shiny chrome paint does not work well with any other paint. So I got that. So that's how big the engine's going to be. It's got a nice look to it. And here's the engine bay. Still got to do a little bit more details on the battery. Paint all them caps and then paint the terminals silver. I might put a couple wires on there to make it look like that. I also might run some more wires, just random wires in there. And there's the hood. Now, it did come with this hood hinge, but after painting it, it wants to rub the body right there. So sadly I might end up trimming this off and just having it sit there like other models. I'm not gonna sit there and play with it, popping it open and that, because once it's open, if you close it, you're gonna chip the paint. I don't want to do that, so I think I might end up having to cut that off. Or I might leave this part, cut the pins off, so that way it looks like it can do that like it's supposed to. Maybe I'll just have it sitting there propped up with a wire and just not have it hinged. That way I don't have to worry about that tolerance being so tight. And tearing up the paint. Like in the last video I showed the tires. I'm going to use these slicks in the back. I'm going to sand them down. Try not to rub that off while sanding it. I got to do the backs. These rims have knockoffs that you can put in there. I always like the knockoffs. They look pretty cool. So I think I'm going to go with that option. Haven't decided yet. Interior I haven't really done nothing with. I was thinking of doing a white interior. I figured that looked really cool with that blue and pearl white on the body, but I did paint the underside, so that way I don't have to worry about that. So once I decide on an interior color, I'll get that. The only other part I did in the interior, I did the dash, and I did it in that white lightning. I still have to do all the details. That white lightning sure does look sharp. It's a little different than the one on the body because it is very thin paint. So this one still has the hue of the blue underneath it. So if you want to ever use that white lightning from Testers, it's a real pretty color. Make sure you have a compatible white base if you want it all to match. Because as you can see, there's a big difference there. But since this is the interior part, it's going to be a little bit different anyhow. So that really don't matter. So I still have a lot more parts that I have to assemble together. Here's another one I used, I think it's the Tamiya rubber. Do the shroud. I should have an electric fan for this one though, so I probably won't even use it, but I wanted to test that paint out. I used the flat primer like I used on the, or it ain't even primer, it's just a flat black paint like I used on the chassis, and then I used that Tamiya rubber. It turned out really nice. It's a nice color. Yeah, rubber black, XF85. I did it on the hoses too for the radiators. But other than that, that's how far I am on that. And a little update. It's not enough to put in its own video. But my Tamiya Ford Mustang that I had. Still not done. Looks done on the outside, but I still had more plans to do for it. Well, I got this kit, and when I was building that one, Shawn told me I should finish the motor on the inside since I was going to make it so the body came off, and I kind of accepted that challenge. But I didn't have a motor in my stash or anywhere that I could cast that would match that one that's actually in there. I was looking around, I found this at my local hobby shop, so I made sure I got it. But inside, if you can see that or not, that engine is very close to the one that's in that. One of the big differences is in this piece here, this decorative shroud that's on, consumer cars is on there, but on the race one, this one's not. It would be way too hard to chop that one up to make it look like it, so I'm going to just keep this look, and I'm going to cast these parts. The air cleaner, this hose, this is normally not in that car, and I don't think it will be when I take that body off. I think this piece would actually have been in the body itself, so I don't think I'm going to do that. The battery's inside the race car, and there's a box in there, so I am going to cast this piece, this, the valve covers, and then that, and then there's the brake master cylinder right there. I will cast that as well. And since this is something Shawn always does, hopefully my silicone molding agent hasn't turned into a rock, and hopefully I have a successful resin casting on that. And then there's also some carbs I actually wanted to cast, some 4 barrels I had, so I'll probably end up doing that at the same time. But this video is mostly about the Corvette, so that's where it's at. Hope you guys are enjoying it. You guys stay safe, enjoy this beautiful hot weather that we're having. That's why I'm inside in the AC. I got all my outside lawn care work done earlier on, so I don't have to worry about that in the heat, and now I can stay inside and do some models. So have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.